Hi, thanks for joining me for this 30-minute yoga practice. I'm Andrea. I'm so glad that you've joined me. Today, we're going to put our best foot forward. How about that? I'm standing on a yoga mat. If you don't have one, don't worry. A carpeted area, someplace that's not too slippery, is going to be just fine. I'm barefoot, but if you're more comfortable with shoes on, that's okay too. I have a chair. I like to use it. It's good to have one on hand. There's no shame in using it ever. And there's some practices where I actually incorporate it. A couple of blocks, if you don't have those, thick books will do the trick. And then lastly, it's a great idea to have a folded blanket or a folded beach towel of some sort to pad knees and sit with a little bit more ease. And then when you have those things, let's get started. We'll start in the bedrock of all poses in our mountain pose, Tadasana. Feet hip distance. Take a second just to land. Life swirls around and then we pause. So much of what our yoga practice offers. Feel your roots in the ground, your feet. All 4 points, and you can experiment by a little shift of your weight forward and back and side to side just to rediscover those points of your feet. See if you can situate pelvis over heels, so we're not tucking or arching our low back. Grow tall through your spine. Turn your palms away from one another and let that happen at the shoulder joint, smiling the collarbones wide. And lastly, lean your head back so that we're ears over shoulders, over hips, over heels. Take this moment to bring awareness to your breath. I mean, you breathe all the time, but probably not with a whole lot of awareness around it until it occurs to you to do it. So take this moment, stop, and breathe so that we can start. You'd like for that breath, if you can, to be through your nose, both the inhale and the exhale, but breathe any way that you can, just with that consciousness, with that awareness. Now, noticing just a little bit of that balance that we played with. Shift your weight onto your left foot, and then just pick up your right foot a little bit. And then do the same thing on the other side. So shift onto your right foot, pick your left foot up. And we'll do that one more time, just putting our best foot forward. And then once again, stand onto your right foot, lift the left foot just an inch or two. And then stand back into the majesty of your mountain. And this time, as you shift your weight onto your left foot, bring your right knee towards your chest. And then step at hip distance, lean onto your right foot and bring your left knee into your chest. Put your left foot on the ground, bring your right knee into your chest. And then put your right foot down and bring your left knee into your chest. Adding on just a little bit over to our left leg, extend your right leg out in front of you straight this time. And then right foot on the ground and left leg. Which one's your best foot forward? We'll do that one more time. Standing on your left leg, right leg extends. And then standing on your right leg, left leg extends. Now stand in the middle. We have a better idea of what in the middle means when we've played a little bit with balance on one leg and then the other. Turn the palms away from one another once again. And then inhale your arms out to the side, V shape overhead. And exhale, let them float back down along your side. Again, arms out and up in a V shape. And then float them back and alongside your body. One more time, out and up a V shape is your inhale. And your exhale is the release of your arms down. Let's add that to the first thing we did. So shift to your left foot, right knee to your chest, arms inhale up, and then step it back down, arms along your side. Stand onto your right leg, left knee into your chest. This is the inhale if you can, and then exhale, step it down. Right knee into your chest, inhale, arms in a V shape. Stand your right foot down and stand upon it. Inhale, V shape, left knee to your chest. Stand back down. Let's do the straight leg. So we stand on the left foot, right leg extends straight out in front of you, V shape, and then stand onto your right foot. Inhale, left leg extends straight out in front, V shape with your arms. Exhale, stand it down. Last time, stand on your left foot, right leg straight out in front, V shape overhead. Step it back down. See if you can inhale, left leg out in front, and then step it back down and pause. Now, if you're using your chair, situate it sort of like mine is, where the seat of your chair is not too far from the front of your space. And maybe your space is a mat, maybe it's just the space that you're working in. It all works, it's all good. With our Tadasana mountain pose, feet hip distance, inhale that V shape overhead, and then exhale, fold, hinge at your hips. Take your hands to your thighs. Inhale your heart forward, and then exhale, increase that hinge at the hip. And inhale, rise, V shape overhead. Pause and stand in your mountain. One more time like that. Inhale, arms out to the side, V shape overhead. Exhale, hinge at your hips and hands come to your thighs. Inhale, your heart forward. Exhale, just a little bit more hinge into your hip, and then inhale, arms out to the side, a V shape overhead. Stand into your mountain. For this next part, you can choose to use the base of your chair or situate your 2 blocks or tall books or whatever you're using as blocks on either side of your mat. And I will show you how to use both options. Then find your positioning at that front of your space with either your blocks beside you or your chair close enough to be of use. Inhale, arms out to the side, thumbs to the sky, V shape. Exhale, hinge at your hips, hands onto your thighs. Inhale your heart forward, either hands on the base of your chair or hands come to your tall blocks. Step your left foot back behind you in a lunge with your knee off the ground. Get situated here. Give yourself a moment to land in a new shape with your best foot forward. In this case, your right foot is forward. Maybe that's your best foot. I think they both are. Let your right hip draw back and your left hip draw forward. Keep that hip hinge and the majesty of your mountain all at the same time. Now, with a nice firm lift to your low belly, either hands on the base of your chair or hands on your blocks. Step your left foot hip distance from your right foot, hands to your thighs. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, fold in. And then inhale, rise, arms out to the side, thumbs to the sky, and stand into your mountain. Second side. Inhale, arms out and up, V shape, thumbs skyward. Exhale, hinge at your hips, hands to your thighs. Inhale, more length into your spine. Keep that length. Bring your hands to the base of your chair or to your tall blocks. This time your right foot steps back into your lunge. And once you've stuck the landing, see if you can draw your left hip back and your right hip forward. Let it be a hip hinge. So we're not rounding and collapsing. We're finding the majesty of our mountain even here in a new shape. And try to keep your breath through your nose while you're here. We hold poses, but we're not holding our breath. Last couple of moments here. Firm through your belly. Right foot steps hip distance from your left foot. You can have your hands on the base of your chair or still on those blocks. Inhale your heart forward with your hands on your thighs. Exhale, hinge at the hips. And then inhale, rise, thumbs to the sky, V shape, and stand into your mountain. Adding on, inhale, arms out to the side, thumbs to the sky, V shape. Stay here for a moment and bring your left knee into your chest. Step that left foot onto the ground. Hinge at your hips and fold, hands to your thighs. Inhale, your heart gets longer. Hands onto the base of your chair or onto your blocks. Your left foot steps back. That was the one that was the knee into your chest a moment ago. And then we're not here as long this time. Step your left foot hip distance from your right foot. Hands to your thighs. Inhale, heart extends. Exhale, hinge at your hip. Inhale, arms out to the side, thumbs to the sky, and then stand into your mountain. Second side. Inhale, arms out to the side, thumbs to the sky. We pause. Stand on your left leg and bring your right knee into your chest. Place that right foot down onto the ground. Hinge at your hips, hands to your thighs. Inhale, heart forward. Keep the length. Hands can be on the base of your chair or onto your blocks. Step your right foot back into our lunge. And again, we're just here a little bit more briefly this go around. So firm through your belly. Situate your hands where they'd like to be. Step your right foot hip distance from your left foot. Hands to your thighs. Inhale, heart extends. Exhale, a little bit more hinge in the hips. Inhale, rise all the way up, thumbs to the sky, and then stand into your mountain. So well done. Adding on again. Inhale, arms out to the side, thumbs to the sky, V shape. Stay here. Shift your weight onto your left leg and onto your right leg, and extend your left leg out in front of you. Pause for a second. Enjoy your best foot forward. Place that left foot onto the ground. Hinge at your hips, hands to your thighs. Inhale your heart forward. Same left leg is stepping back into our lunge. And this time in our lunge, playfully, straighten the front leg, but make sure that you're not folding your head lower than your hips. So we're still finding the majesty of our mountain, the length through our spine. Hands on the base of your chair is perfect too. Bend your front knee, so bend your right knee, and then step your left foot hip distance from your right foot. Hands to your thighs. Inhale, your heart lengthens. Exhale, a little bit more hinge to the hip, and then inhale, arms out to the side, thumbs to the sky, a V shape. And then stand into the majesty of your mountain. Inhale, arms out to the side, thumbs to the sky. Shift the weight onto your left foot and extend your right leg out in front of you. Just pause. Enjoy your best foot forward. Hip distance, right foot meets the ground. Hinge at the hips, hands to your thighs. Inhale, heart extends forward, and then same right leg steps back, hands to blocks or base of your chair. Once you're in your lunge and situated, begin to playfully straighten the front leg. It doesn't have to get all the way straight. I bet for a lot of us it's not going to. It's fine. But what I do want you to promise me is that you're not letting your head get lower than your hips. So let it be that you're really interested in length through your spine, not trying to get your face towards your thigh. 2 more moments here with our best foot forward. That's our story, and we're sticking to it. And then bend your left knee and step your right foot hip distance, hands to your thighs. Inhale, heart reaches. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, rise and reach, thumbs to the sky. Stand into your mountain. One more little add-on. Bend your knees, chair pose. Arms reach out to the side, thumbs to the sky. And it's like you're sitting on a somewhat unfortunate chair. Not the most comfortable chair, but a good one for the strength of our legs and our core. Hands to your thighs. Little hinge at the hips as you fold. Inhale your heart forward. Exhale, fold a little bit more into the hips and then arms out to the side, thumbs to the sky, V shape, stand into your mountain. Bend your knees for chair pose again. Sit nice and deep, feel the weight into your heels, no scrunching of shoulders into ears. Now this time, when we stand, bring your left knee into your chest, standing on your right foot. Place your left foot back down onto the ground, chair pose once again, hands onto your thighs, a little bit of straightening of the legs as you hinge at the hips. Extend your heart forward, hands to blocks or base of chair. Step your left foot back, you're in a lunge. And then slowly find that straightening of your best foot forward, your right foot forward on this side. Bend the right knee again. Step your left foot, hip distance from your right foot, hands to thighs. Inhale your heart forward, little bit of a hip hinge. Let's throw in a little curve ball chair pose here. V shape with your hands, your arms overhead, and then stand into your mountain. Great. Bend your knees. Inhale, chair pose. As we stand here, right knee comes into the chest, and then we'll stand it back down into chair pose. Hands to thighs. Inhale, heart reaches forward. Keep your heart forward, hands onto the base of your chair or onto your blocks. And now it's left foot that steps back. Nope, I'm having issues with my, my sides. So now you are right foot steps back and left foot is forward. I'm mirroring you, so in fairness, that's where I get stuck. It's not my strongest suit. Start to straighten your front leg a little bit. Remember, nobody's head goes lower than their hips. And then rebend that front knee. Firm through your feet and your belly. Step your right foot hip distance from your left, hands to your thighs. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise and reach. And stand in your mountain. You may want your folded blanket for this next bit at the ready, because we're going to come down onto our knees this time. Just forewarned is forearmed. Bend your knees, chair pose, arms out to the side, thumbs to the sky. Exhale, hands to thighs. Inhale, heart extends forward. Either hands on the base of your chair or hands come onto your blocks. Step your left foot back and lower your back knee to the ground. So lower your left knee to the ground. We're in a low lunge now. This is where you might decide, it'd be nice to have a little padding for my knee. So I will join you there. Just for a moment, take your hands onto the top of your thigh. Let your hands come off the base of your chair or your blocks and grow tall. Another trick of the trade is that perhaps having your back toes curled under is helpful for your knee. Arms out to the side, thumbs to the sky, V shape here. And then lower your hands onto your blocks or to the base of your chair. You might need the chair a little bit closer for this next bit. Start to straighten your front leg, and this is just going to be like a little bit of a negotiation. You're going to dig the heel in and curl your toes back towards you. So it's like a half split, like a half vertical split. You're not trying to do the splits. You're just putting your best foot forward, right? Clearly, I'm having a little trouble deciding which one of my best feet is forward. Your right leg is forward and we're feeling a little bit of right hip back and left hip forward still. Elongation through the spine, a hinge at the hip, kind of a sweet sensation of stretch in the back of the right leg. The hamstring, but probably also in the calf muscle a bit. Take a couple moments. A lot of putting our best foot forward is a willingness to meet ourselves where we are. So whether that's in, just how far our split goes or how we're feeling that day, just gotta make sure that we're not judging our performance. Instead, we're really feeling the juiciness of a practice. Now, on this side, we're going to stay close to the ground. So our transition is different. Bring your hands either to the base of that chair. It's a little tricky if that chair is far away, this transition, or hands onto your blocks. And then right knee meets left knee, and we'll switch sides. So left foot steps forward. And then once you're situated here, take your hands onto that thigh. Just grow tall through your spine, like introducing your mountain to your lunge. If you didn't pad the first side and now you're wishing that you did, you can definitely pause for a second, get yourself set up. Like I said, meet yourself where you are. Arms out to the side, thumbs to the sky, V shape. And then lowering your hands to your blocks or to the base of your chair with your best foot forward. Start to scooch. That's a very official word in yoga, is scooch. Your left heel forward, curl those toes back, find the hip hinge. So we're not rounding, we're meeting ourselves where we are. In the back of our left leg. Best foot forward is the ability to celebrate what is and not feel like we're caught up in what we think we're not. A few more moments here. You're doing great. And same dismount, if you will, here, staying close to the ground. Bend your left knee, hands can be on blocks. You might even have your hands on the ground if the chair feels too far away. And then just bring your knees to your padding or to your mat. And now move your props away. So your chair's probably okay where it is, but your blocks may want to go off to the side. One of them could come in handy in a moment. So have one of them within reach. And then we'll sit on a folded blanket. I think that's the best idea. You don't have to, but that's certainly how I like to do this. And then bend your right knee and place your right foot to the inner left thigh. The block might go underneath your right thigh. So if this is tricky or you're feeling it too much in your knee, another method to meet yourself where you are is to introduce some props. Now we want to think hip hinge. So again, we're not rounding our way towards that leg, and your hands just come to either side of your left leg. And it can just be sitting upright. You don't need to even hinge, really. If you're getting sensations, your best foot is forward. Let's start to stir in a little silence. If you need something to listen to your breath. And when your mind wanders, and it will, let your breath and the sensations of the posture bring you back to exactly where we are right now. Every one of us are going to have our mind wander. The tools available to us are the mindfulness of breath and sensation. Last couple moments here. Just bring yourself upright. Maybe you were there the whole time. Help it along. So take your hand onto your right thigh, stamp that right foot onto the ground, then let it extend out in front of you. And second side, so left foot into right inner thigh. Some of us are going to use the block for underneath that thigh. Once you're situated, just curl the right toes back, grow tall, inviting your mountain to another shape. And then if you do walk forward at all, and you don't need to feel pressure to do that, we have a hip hinge, a long spine. And our long spine reminds us that we would like to have a longer and longer attention span. I think that's the biggest stretch of all. Our attention is so valuable. It's why everyone is trying to steal it all the time. Stay with it here. Little meditation moment. You might even close your eyes here. Last 30 seconds. You got this. So good. Now, come upright if you weren't somehow. Take your left hand onto your left thigh. Place that left foot onto the ground. Extend both legs out in front. Just give them a little waggle. Now we want to make sure all props are out of our way, off to the side. Even come off of your perch. Feet hip distance. Lie down onto your back. Cactus your arms for a moment. Scoot your hips to the right and let your knees just cascade like windshield wipers over to the right to a feel-good spot. Let the same thing happen to the other side. So come to center, scoot your hips left, knees cascade over to the right. And then bring yourself down the middle and allow yourself to fall into the floor for your Shavasana final meditation. If it feels better with your knees bent, just stay knees bent. Shimmy your shoulder blades underneath you, turn your palms to the sky, and if you're comfortable, close, maybe even cover your eyes. You're welcome to stay here in your Shavasana final meditation as long as you'd like. If you're ready, gently move your fingers and toes. Bend your knees and put your feet on your mat if they're not there already, and then roll carefully to either side. Use the strength of your arms to come up to a comfortable way to sit. Once you're seated, let your hands rest up or down on your lap. And just smile as you look forward to putting your best foot forward, even if you are confused as to which foot that is sometimes. I'm Andrea. Thank you so much for practicing with me, and I look forward to us practicing again soon.